A few years ago, there was a tragic incident where a young girl was killed by someone who shot a gun up in the air in celebration, and the bullet came down and killed her. There was a reaction from then Councilman Alan McCarthy, who proposed that maybe we need to start taking a look at putting in some shooting restrictions within the county. It immediately, there was a lot of opposition to that immediately, and it never came forward. More recently, someone showed up in front of the council and was concerned about some rifles that were being shot near their home. No legislation came out of this, but it was brought up, and it was actually asked that maybe some legislation could be introduced to put some shooting restrictions in. Most of the time when we think of gun laws, we think of Annapolis and that kind of stuff, but there are things that come up in the county from time to time. So the question to you candidates is, would you oppose any new legislation that restricts Second Amendment rights or the discharging of a firearm in Cecil County?
Yes. You can't fix stupid. I mean, you know, it's not a joke. You've got people doing stupid stuff. On the 4th of July, people losing fingers. You know, if those incidents occur, I hope our justice system deals with them in the correct manner. This is a very rural area, especially District 4, the western side of the county. Really, the whole county has very big pockets of country. I'm pro 2A. You won't find anybody that is a bigger supporter of the Second Amendment, I don't think. It's responsible gun ownership, responsible discharge of a firearm. You've got subdivisions, you have people that aren't exercising common sense, and just because they can shoot in their backyard doesn't mean it's a good idea. It's certainly their right. But when you break the current laws, when you do something that ends tragically, or even shoots your neighbor's window out, or kills his cat, or whatever analogy you want to use, the laws that are in place are plenty oppressive to deal with that. I would be opposed to any more interference on a government level with gun ownership, especially in Maryland. The incident you're speaking of, I'm very well aware of that. I was very disappointed to hear, the Councilwoman Bowlesby, I think, is the one that brought up that. It's very rural. I mean, Cecil is, that's why I like Cecil County. I mean, Cecil County is still very rural. We have this growth corridor. We have the hustle and bustle down here on 40 and 95, but you don't have to go very far to be in the country. So short answer is I would be opposed to it. I don't think we need any more here in the state or in these rural areas. Again, you've got, it's not one size fits all, but that's the way we're treated. You know, you shall do what we say, regardless of each individual situation.
Thank you, Mr. Larson. Mr. Schneckenberger?
I will not introduce any legislation or vote in favor of anything that restricts our Second Amendment rights. I do recall that conversation. A couple people came in, were concerned about gun shooting in the guy's private property in his backyard. The guy had about a 3-acre lot. It's not in a congested neighborhood. We asked, had you talked to them? Have you approached your neighbor and say, hey, can you not shoot at midnight, or whatever the issue was? They had not. They felt like, well, why don't we just pass a law and restrict his constitutional rights? And we kind of listened and said, okay, next. And that was it. That's all we. I can't even I don't even know what happened to him, to be honest with you, the whole situation. So that's where I stand.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much all in agreement on that one. I'm very pro Second Amendment as well. I want to get votes out of this, you know. Yeah, no, I think we're all in agreement on that. No, there wouldn't be any legislation proposed on that. I mean, geez, personal responsibility, come on. You know what I mean? You can talk about firearms, but you can talk about drunk drivers and cars. I mean, it's personal responsibility. You've got to take responsibility for that, you know. So no, I wouldn't propose that.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Okay, Mr. Lewandowski, last one.
We'll keep it simple, and I absolutely would oppose anything. That is our right to take a right away from responsible folks because of irresponsible folks. Ridiculous. So I would oppose that, obviously.
Thank you.